All right, we're live. Let's go. Oh, we already got some people in chat. That's awesome. We got Train Guy. Hi, Train Guy. No people watching, however. Hopefully that will soon change. Let me go ahead and grab my computer, actually, so I can keep track of stuff. Now we got two. Hoping to get the number up decently high. A lot of new folks in the world of GTSH production, so hopefully we can get a decent amount of people in here. Let me go ahead and grab la computadora. Oh, now we got 5. Oh, hello, hello. Oh my goodness, now we have 13. We have a lot of people watching. That is so amazing. So, yeah. I'm home, guys. I made it home. I've been home for about 2 weeks. I just haven't uploaded anything just because, I was trying to unwind. So 21 people watching. Nice. Let's go. That's so awesome. Yeah, let me go ahead and pull up the stream on YouTube real quick just so I can keep track of more stuff. Oh my goodness, there's so many people watching. This is so exciting. 21 is a lot, at least to me. So everyone's asking how it's going. I'm doing well. I'm doing very well. I'm very relieved to be done with college for the year, and yeah, I'm very happy. So things are going good. Season 2 is going well. We are making good progress on that. I can't guarantee when it'll come out, but the goal is next spring, late spring, like May is the goal, at least for the first episode. And then we would have to wait a little bit more for the next couple episodes. But season 2, episode 1, I can guarantee will be out next year. That is the absolute goal. So I have several questions that people are asking. Can I join the stream? No, I'm not sure if I'm going to add anybody, but if I do, it'll be people from my server. Are we going to see any trains on the stream? Yes, actually. That is the other thing I wanted to tell you guys about, is that I built a layout. Let me go ahead and put my computer down and show you guys. I built a layout. So you guys, once we're done with the Q&A portion, can request almost any of these engines to run. The only ones that will probably not run very well are D261, Stanley, and Harvey. I can just switch Diesel 10 with Daisy if you're curious. But yeah, I can run any of those guys, and I can also run a road vehicle. It'll probably have to be Birdie, Ned, or Elizabeth. But yeah, and I got the Capsule Smallies over here. And yeah, we got everybody else going. Whiff might not work great either, but other than that, everyone has a battery. Everyone's ready to go. And we also have 2 more shelves worth of engines. And I'll show you guys that shelf later. That shelf isn't usually how it is, but I have all the leftovers there. We have the narrow gauge engines and the CGI characters. So these are all model series characters. And then all the CGI and the narrow gauge are on those shelves. And there's also tons of rolling stock for you guys to choose from. So put in your requests now and let me know who you want to run. So let me go ahead and turn the camera off without trying to show my face here. How do I do that? There we go. Can you run my Edward? Possibly. I had to put a battery in him. I woke up 4 hours ago and haven't eaten a single thing. Damn, you should eat something. That's not good for your body. Go and eat. I don't know. Go and eat like a cheesesteak. I had a cheesesteak for dinner. It was very good. But I'm also, from that area, so. Are Jack and the Pack introduced to help rebuild the railway? Not necessarily. They will be in season 2 if it wasn't obvious, but that's not quite what they're doing. Is Train Games going to be in the stream? I don't know what you mean. If you mean Roblox, definitely not, because I'm running this on my phone. Can I buy all your trains? Yes, definitely. Pay me like $1 million. Can you run Donald and Douglas? Absolutely. I'd love to run Donald and Douglas. Sorry about D261. I can fix him up at Strasbourg. That would be hype. Do you have a Busy Bee James? That I do not. That is one of the next engines I want to get, but he's a little bit tricky to get. Daisy with 5 milk tankers. I only have 1 milk tanker, unfortunately. Henry with a long train of assorted rolling stock. I probably will not do more than 10 pieces of rolling stock, but I'd say that's long enough. I'd say I'll probably go like 8 to 10 pieces. So is season 2 still going to come out early 2024? Definitely not. I don't have any. I have 2 scenes for episode 1 filmed, but other than that, I don't have anything filmed at all. So that's that. Let's see Lady and Diesel 10 run. Absolutely. We can run them together. Please run Oliver and Duck. Again, we'll run them together. Another Donald Douglas request. Or can you run Thomas the Train? Sure. Oh my gosh, we have a lot of people watching. We have a lot of comments and we have a lot of questions. So keep the questions coming. Keep them coming. I owe this to you guys. I haven't done jack since late October. I haven't done anything at all with this channel since October 31st when I uploaded that freaking teaser trailer, which I might redo because that one shot of Proteus is just absolutely god awful. So, is this a new record for viewers? No, I've had about 35 before. But 26 is the highest it's been so far. Currently, it's at 24. Let's keep the views rolling. Share this with your friends. Let's get some people going in here. Let's get some activity. This is my way of saying I'm back. I'm going for it. I have so much to do. I have so much to show you guys. I've been working on a lot of stuff that I cannot wait to show y'all. And I'm super pumped, y'all. So we're gonna get this show on the road, and I'm really excited about it. So when will we see Flying Scotsman? Not this season. Most likely season 3. Can you run Henry Hit Toys? My Hit Toys Henry is not working, unfortunately. However, if you want me to run the Player Henry, I will gladly run him because he runs great. Can Gordon pull 10 express coaches and 23 express coaches? I meant by player. Okay. I have 5 of each express coach color, including blue and red and green and brown. So, I just sang the roll call. So I could do like 2 different colors if you wanted. I could do like red and green if you wanted, but yeah. Will Jimothy Johnson be in season 2? I have no clue who that is. Running Gordon with 6 express coaches? Possibly. I have 5 of each color, so I'd have to tag along a second of whatever. Is Sir Handel going to be the main character in season 2? He's one of them. There is no like specific main, unlike season 1 where it was pretty much Sir Bertram the entire way through. Not the entire way through, but like he was the heavy focus. There isn't really a specific focus character. There's about 5 or 6 that kind of rotate throughout. I'd say there's 3 or 4, and then there's like 2 or 3 of the prominent ones. So that's that. That's how that is going. How is life going? Life is going fantastic. I'm not going to go into too much detail just because, that's my personal business. But I will say life is going very well. How's college? College is stressful, but also I'm having the time of my life. So, we're chilling. It's a lot of fun, but also very stressful. And my sleep schedule is absolutely jacked now. Is it just me, or does Sir Handel and Proteus look kind of similar? It's almost like they're brothers. Can we have a ghost of Sir Topham Hatt? Probably not. If we don't get a scene where Peter Sam steals Sir Handel's Diet Coke, Mario's going to be big sad. Damn, okay. I'm realizing that my audience is probably a lot younger than I anticipated. Okay. How come this is a good question. How come you use Trackmaster 1 track instead of Tomy Blue track? 2 reasons. 1, I grew up with it, and I have a good amount of it, and I'd like to get a little bit more. 2, I like it better than the blue track, to be quite honest with you. The only downside to this track over the Tomy track is with ballast. The brown track is a bit more flimsy and imbalanced compared to blue track, where I feel like it's a bit more sturdy, but I think the brown track is obviously more realistic. It looks better, and I have more of it, so it gives me all the more reason to use it. So that's how that goes. Um, can you run Henry pulling the Flying Kipper? Actually I could. I just got the Flying Kipper truck that came with Ryan because I just got Ryan recently. So I'll run that with all like the gray wagons and a couple other troublesome trucks. I can absolutely do that. That'll probably be the long goods train. How is season 2 coming along? Season 2 is going along good. I will give you a quick update right now. Just let me ramble for like 2 minutes about how season 2 is going. 28 viewers, cool. We have 28 people to listen to how season 2 is going. Awesome. Season 2, 5 episodes are 100% fully, completely written. Lines have been sent out for 2 of them. We are currently putting 30 viewers. Perfect. We are putting the finishing touches on the 4th episode of season 2. So just to recap, episodes 1, 2, 3, 5, and 6 are all done. Episode 4 is almost done. And once that happens, lines for episodes 3, 4, 5, and 6 will all be sent out at once. We're going to go ahead and just knock that big chunk out. And then we are going to go ahead, and I have a decent chunk out of 17 done, and I have an idea for 18, 19, 20. The goal for me until I go back to college in February is to finish all of those scripts and get as much filming done as humanly possible. So that is the big goal, is get all of season 2 completely 100% written and sent out, and then start to keep track of when lines come in. I've already gotten some lines. If it wasn't obvious, the Proteus lines are absolutely lines that are going to be in the season. And yeah, 33 viewers. We are close to passing the record. Yeah, so that's how that's going to go. Who inspired you to do Sodor Then and Now? Sodor Then and Now was mainly inspired by... Actually, there wasn't like one specific person. I would say like a lot of Victor Tanzig's old stuff was an inspiration. Not so much the new stuff now. I'm not a big fan of a lot of his new stuff. I think it's kind of rushed and poorly executed. Enterprising, I would say, is the biggest inspiration. I think he makes the best content on the platform by far. TARDIS Rescue is a huge inspiration, and Sodor NWR Steam is a huge inspiration to me. And then a lot of just outside Thomas shows, like just a lot of Star Wars shows, a lot of Zelda things. They're big inspirations for me too, with the music and just the way I pace scenes. How are the scenes coming along for episode 1 for season 2? Still working on it. Yes, 2 scenes are filmed. There aren't many scenes in episode 1, but they're long scenes. So that's going to be a big thing for me, is just constantly like working on those scenes. So I could possibly get most, if not all, of episode 11 filmed by the time I go back in early February. Which player item do you always want, or have you always wanted? Oh, geez. Busy B. James is actually up there. I really want him. I've gotten most of the items that I really, really want. I think like lately, like a few years ago, obviously Oliver was at the top of that list. But if I had to pick a Playrel item right now that I want more than anything, it's probably the Playrel Douglas or the Playrel Bash and Dash, just because they're kind of rare, and I'd like to use the Playrel Bash and Dash for my series, but I would also love to have the Playrel Douglas or the Hit Toys Douglas, one of the two. So did Sir Bertram retire before he died? No. Sir Bertram was still running the railway. He was about to retire. He was about 2 weeks from retiring, and he died before he could officially pass on the torch. Oh, we have 30 people watching. We have officially surpassed the record. I think. I'm not entirely sure of the number, but I think this is the most people we've ever had in a live stream. We're almost at 40 people watching. Yeah. Out of all the engines and custom engines, which top 5 is your favorite? I'm gonna go with in terms of like actual Playrel models, Edward's up there. I love the Donald and Douglas models. I love D261. I love the Flying Scotsman. Excuse me. I think Sir Handel is the only good, like truly good Trackmaster narrow gauge engine, and I think he's the best by far. And I just think all of the '08 diesels are great. So besides Paxton, like all of the old ones pre AA drive unit, like when they all were C batteries, I think all the '08 shunters were great. So, okay, 43 viewers. Let's go. Why did you decide to use Lego minifigures instead of something like HO scale figures? I started collecting Lego not recently, but later in life, kind of like late elementary, early middle school. So I was later than a lot of people. And I started seeing people use Lego figures in their series, and I knew eventually I wanted to make a series for YouTube. This was like early middle school, so I started just rounding up some people, and now I have a solid collection of Lego minifigures. And I never owned HO. I never owned anything like that. My brother has some stuff, but I don't think he has any HO scale figures. So I'm just rolling with what I have, and I have a lot of Lego minifigures, and I'm able to make good and unique characters that can make a decent amount of expression and stuff like that with the Lego figures. I can make them do little movements and stuff like that, and I have good sets with Legos, so that's what I have. So I'm just gonna roll with that. How many engines do you have? I think I did the math recently, and I'm pissed that I think in terms of individual characters, I have about 85. In terms of just like duplicate models and all of that, and rolling stock, I want to say about 250 total pieces. Um, how many episodes does season 2 have? Every season will have 10 episodes. Are you remaking any more season 1 episodes? Yes, 3 and 4 are currently in production. I finished filming for them about a year ago, and it's been a long time coming, but hopefully I will be able to get those 2 out while I'm still here. Or the goal is episode 3 comes out while I'm still here, but I have episode 4 finished before I leave, and I can just release it whenever. What will happen after Sodor Then and Now ends? I haven't thought about that because we have a long way to go. I'm just trying to get season 2 out there. Will there be any more seasons planned after other than seasons 1 and 2 of Sodor Then and Now? Yes, season 3 is a guarantee, and the movie is a guarantee. And I'd like to do more after that, but obviously life may get in the way. But the eventual goal is 8 to 10 seasons. Will we ever see Tug's characters? I've bobbled with this back and forth. I've debated using Tug's characters. I kind of want to, but at the same time, they're hard to come by. And I don't really know how they'd fit in this universe, considering I'm pretty sure they're in America. So I don't know if that's really a possibility. Why do you not like Emily? I never really cared for Emily as a character because she was always just very inconsistent. She never seemed to have a personality that like her personality just blew with the wind. It was basically just whatever the writer needed her to be, she was. So she was never a consistent character. One moment she was a bitch, the other she was just really sad. The other she was just like a mentor. The other she was just the young engine. So it was always back and forth between a few different personalities that they would just set for Emily based on what they needed her to be. And I just don't like. I've never liked characters like that. Are you making any more character update shorts? I have a few more planned. I just got a new Duncan that I'm going to show off in a little bit. And obviously, there's still the rest of the customs to go through. So, yeah. Have you gotten any other new models recently? I've gotten a lot recently. And I'm going to show them off in eventually the collection video that's going to come out in about a month or so. And I'll show them off during the stream. But off the top of my head, I got Billy back in September. I got a new Flora, I got a new Timothy, and I got a new Samson for a Secret Santa exchange I did with a group of friends. That shout out Fergus Fan 1 for rallying together to get all those. I got a new hero, the Playro hero. I don't know if I showed him, but I got Stafford recently. I got Stafford back in July. And then in August, I got Steven and Connor. And then I did a big D Japan order, which I'm going to do an unboxing video of, in which I got, off the top of my head, I got Caitlin, I got Ryan, I got Hurricane, I got Hurricane came with Frankie, Ryan came with Skiff. I got 2 new Percys, and I think that's it. I got the new hero. Obviously, hero came with the D Japan order. Let me look up. I can't see up there. Oh, and I got Belle. I totally got Belle. So there are not many like officially made characters left. I think the next characters on my list for me to get are Red Rosie, Flynn, Lexi, Rebecca, Nia, and Ashima. Those are like the next ones on my list. I think Flynn is number one by far, because after the D Japan order came, I was looking for Timothy and Samson, and then I got them, and I got a new Flora. So Flynn is absolutely at the top of the list, even though I don't really care for the character. And then I also got a ton of rolling stock with that order. So I am very behind on comments. Keep them coming, but I am very behind. Have you heard of Sudrian Histories? I have not. When is the first episode of Soto Then and Now? If you're asking when this episode 1 of season 2 is coming out, my goal is May. If you're talking about when the first episode of season 1 takes place, 1914. What were your thoughts on Dan's newest Christmas story? I started it and I got distracted. I had to do something, so I wasn't able to finish it. But from what I saw, fantastic as always. Dan is one of the best just ever to do Thomas videos. Why did you choose Sir Handel out of all characters to be your channel profile? Because he is my favorite character. Who do you think would win in a branch line war, Thomas or Duck? I don't know what you mean by war, but like, if you mean like who can outwork the other, I would go Duck, honestly. I think Duck's work ethic is almost unmatched. How many batteries do you own? I don't have many. I don't think I have any left. I put them all in my engines, and considering that's about 85, so yeah, about 85. Do you think you'll remaster or redo any older episodes? I've already remastered the first 2, and 3 and 4 are on the way as well. Do you like Murdoch and Molly? Molly and Murdoch, neither of them have. I prefer Murdoch just from a design standpoint. I think Murdoch is awesome looking, and I think he has a bit more going on than Molly. So yeah, I don't mind either of them. Molly's they don't have anything too special going on, but also just I don't despise them like a lot of people do. What episode will Boko be in season 2? I'm not going to spoil it, but he will not be in the first half of the season. I will reveal that much. Do you plan on adding any original characters to Soto Then and Now? If you mean original characters that I'm going to make, the only original characters that really exist are the human characters, and basically like characters that exist as like plot points. Eric being the biggest example, just to be like Edward's brother and mentor. Those are really the only characters that are going to be like originally created. Everyone else is based off something. What are your thoughts on Thomas and the Magic Railroad? I loved it as a kid. Looking back now, it's an acid trip, so I'm gonna hard pass on that one. What are your opinions on the Plarail redesigns? I don't know much about like what's going on with Plarail. I heard they were like shutting down the CGI line. I don't know much about it. I don't keep track of modern merch because most of it, if not all of it, aside from the Bachman stuff, is just complete and utter garbage. The only piece of Thomas merch that I'm looking forward to coming out is the Bachminster handle, in which I cannot wait to drain my wallet completely and be in debt to go out and buy that thing, which I will absolutely be buying. There's no way I'm passing up on a Bachminster handle. Are you kidding me? But other than that, yeah, there is nothing out there worth buying outside of the Bachman stuff. I know Bachman just did Ryan and Daisy recently, and they did Peter Sam last year. All of them look great. And if Bachman is something I can afford to look into later on in life, I'm absolutely going to do it. But other than that, the Plarail redesigns, I don't care about them. Do you have any desire to do something other than Thomas, or even to make a channel for something other than Thomas? I have non-Thomas projects planned for this channel, but the problem is I don't have enough passion or resources or anything like that to make a whole separate channel surrounding them. I have a lot of other things I like to do in my free time. You know, I like to watch sports. I like playing video games, specifically Mario and Zelda. I like the Cars franchise. I love Star Wars, and I want to do something related to almost all of them. I'm probably not going to ever touch the sports on this channel just because not many people here care about sports, but a lot of those other things people tend to take interest in. Like a lot of people that like Thomas will like Mario or will like Cars or will like Star Wars or all of the above. So I think that'll be able to gain enough of people's attention to where if I were to do something, which I have a few things planned that I'm going to announce in an update video soon, I should get decent traction for them. Did you get any new engines? I think I went through that. What will be the next short? If you're talking like YouTube short, it's a prop update on Duncan. If you're talking like season 1 short, there's only 2 left, and I'm not going to reveal which one it is. Let's see. Do you consider any of the background characters like Big City Engine and all them canon? Not necessarily under those identities, but yeah, I don't ever really plan. Big City Engine is a maybe. I'd like to get him at some point. I'd like to commission Roxy to do him, but other than that, none of them are really characters I care to engage in making models of or using. So if you use Tug's characters, will they mainly be at Brendam Docks or the Harbor or both? I have no idea. I really don't. Who do you really want to introduce in season 2? I've already decided who I'm going to introduce in season 2, but there are a couple surprise cameos that I'm possibly planning. I'm not entirely sure who, but I have a list of about 8-ish characters that I might throw in there. Will there be any human Thomas and the Magic Railroad characters in SOTOR Then and Now? Probably not. I don't really have a use for them, so probably not. Have you heard about Subterranean Conflict? Yeah. Obviously, the guy behind it is, he is who he is. And there were things I liked about the series. There were things I did not like about the series and have come to realize are heavily flawed about the series. So I choose to retract my opinion on that because I don't want too many, potentially damaging things to be said. If you include any Trackmaster 2 engines in Season 2, will you replace the gear traction tires for the original ones? I don't know if that's the problem with why they don't run. I need to figure out what the problem is because I have 3 of them. I don't plan on using any of them in Season 2, just FYI. The 3 I have are Philip, Timothy, and Samson. None of them are going to be in Season 2 aside from maybe the intro. So I don't quite know how to fix that, but obviously I'm going to leave that to Roxy. Have you heard or watched SOTOR The Dark Times? If so, what are your thoughts on it? I did. I watched it as a kid, and it low-key traumatized me. I freaking cried when the Thomas and Edward and James and Percy died. But, I was also 8 when I first saw it, so. What is your real name? I'm not going to reveal that. Who are the main protagonists of SOTOR Then and Now? The main protagonist the main protagonists are Sir Handel and Adam Norman. Does the Barrow Blitz happen in your universe? Sorry, my football brain went off for a second. No, it does. It absolutely does. And I'm going to touch that a little bit in a future project. What do you think of Gordon, Henry, and Toby's voices in Magic Railroad? Gordon's was fine. I liked Gordon's. I think it was great. Henry's was okay. I'm iffy on that. Toby's, I liked it. How come you don't use take along, take and play for your narrow gauge engines to be in scale with the Tomy engines? Simple. I don't feel like investing more money in a completely different range with more rolling stock and more engines and more track and more destinations and all that stuff. Way too much money. So I'm just gonna use the Trackmaster ones. I think it's perfectly fine. I did get capsules for the smallies, and I'm gonna have to get more track and rolling stock and possibly destination for that. But that's a D Japan order away, so I'm not too particularly concerned about that. But I have all the Trackmaster. I have every single Trackmaster narrow gauge engine that was made that isn't a variant. I have every character. I have all 13 characters, and the only one I'm missing now from the show is Millie and Smudger. So we're chilling. I'm mad chilling. And then obviously I wanted to make the Coldie Fell engines eventually, but I'll just use probably 8 Freddies for that. Do you hope to see the Unlikely Fandom documentary? Yeah. I didn't know it wasn't going on YouTube. I didn't really that project was in the works for 8 years. So or it wasn't 8 years. I'm exaggerating. It was more 3. But I was under the impression it was going to be on YouTube, but it's not. And obviously, I totally understand why he's not putting it on YouTube because that would just be that would be such a loss in revenue. But if it does get added to one of the streaming services that I have, I'm absolutely gonna watch it. If it's on, I think I have Netflix, Hulu, Max, and Prime. So if it's on one of those four, I'm absolutely gonna watch it. Any other Soto Than It Now short films planned? Yes, I have two more, and they're all filmed. I just need to do that. Have you gotten any new engines to replace an older one? For season 2, almost all of them have been replaced. The only ones that have not been touched at all are Gordon, Henry, and James, and Scarlo and Renee's. Other than that, they've all been replaced or modified. Can we have Salty and Porter in season 3? Probably not. Salty's a maybe. I don't know about Salty. Favorite Railway series stories? Duke the Lost Engine, by far. It's the best book with the best stories. Ugh, damn it. I just got a text from my mom saying they're watching Band of Brothers. I will text her back eventually saying I'm streaming. But yeah, I need to watch the second half of that show. But anyone who you regret not adding, if you mean in terms of characters to season 2, there were a couple that I was sad to cut, but I think it's for the best. Will any engines die in season 2? I'm not going to reveal that. How many Henrys do you have? I want to say 4. I have a Tomy one, a Hit Toys one, a Fisher Price one, and a Pyro one. So my Henry collection is pretty decent. I think the only one I'm really itching to get is the new Playro one. And I'm not even itching to get it. So, yeah. What is your opinion between the Railway series and the Modern series? If you mean just like the show, obviously the series executes the stories better, but I've always had a soft spot for the show, and I love the model stuff. So, will Victor and Luke be in season 2? No, probably not. Favorite character of the Famous 12? If you include, I guess that's including like 1 through 11 plus Emily, who's number 12. I forgot about that. Definitely James. But I think Oliver and D&D are close behind. I probably should have asked this earlier, but are you okay with clit remakes of your videos? Yes. All I ask is that number 1, you clip me. Number 2, you put the link of the original video in the description or in the pinned comment. Yeah. Will the Culdifell or Arlesdale engines be in Soto Than It Now? Arlesdale engines, absolutely. Culdifell, I want them really bad. I just need to figure out a means to get them, which I know a way. I just need to get the means to get them made. If Sir Handel and James had a race, who would win? James, definitely. James can go like 70, and Sir Handel can only go like 30. So, what year will Soto Than It Now end at? Hopefully not 2050. Jeez. Does Gordon retire in your universe? I haven't decided yet. Obviously, in the books, he retires in like 2010, but my series is going to go on for a little bit longer than that, hopefully. So I need to figure out when that's going to happen. I didn't realize you were streaming today. I didn't either. I decided this about 2 hours ago. If Sir Handel was never in show or in books, how would he be? How would be your favorite character? I don't know. He wouldn't exist, so I don't think he would be. Hi, Luke. That joke's not funny. Anyway, do you like Wallace and Gromit? I've never watched it. Q can also confirm G's name is Peter. Oh my god. What is your opinions on the Brenner era of Thomas season 17 to 21? Honestly, it's gotten a lot. I need to rewatch it. I haven't rewatched it in years, but like from what I remember, it's a little bit overhated. Like obviously, my big gripe with it, and this has always been a thing, is just that a lot of the characters are really stagnant and just have like one glaring personality trait. But I still think, just in general, the stories are so much better executed than literally half the show that I have to appreciate that there's at least some effort put behind it. Will there be an episode about Wilbert Audrey's death? I don't know. I want to touch that, but I also don't want to be disrespectful because obviously, he's a real person with a real family, many of whom are still alive, and I don't want to disrespect that family. So I'm not sure if I'm going to touch that. If I do, I want to do it in a way that's respectful. Why wasn't there an episode where Duck comes to Sodor? Duck's introduction got to be like the least interesting out of everyone. So I just didn't really cover it. I'm not against covering it or doing like a flashback in which he does arrive, but like obviously he's kind of indisposed at the moment, so that's not really something I want to touch on. Do you have plans for Emily? Uh I keep saying I don't like Emily and I don't want to use her, but obviously I think there's going to be a point where I do use her. I need to replace her model because I have three, none of which like have the correct couplers. But I'm gonna get a new Emily eventually, but probably she'll probably be there. Will Rebecca ever be in Total Than Now? That's another one where I'm iffy. Like honestly, anyone season 22 and beyond, including the movie, like the BWBA movie, is like a 50-50. Oh, actually, that's a lie. Most of them are a no. Nia and Rebecca. Nia is a most likely not. Rebecca is 50-50. If you had a least favorite engine, who would it be? Again, probably Emily, but there's a lot of big world characters that are probably worse. How many seasons do you think the show will get up to till you're ready to end it? Like 6? Minimum of 8. When you do Duke the Lost Engine, will you use Smudger or Stanley? I have an idea for how I want to tackle that concept. I'm not going to reveal it. What is your real life engine? I have no idea. What do you have planned for Diesel, Diesel 10, and Splodge? Diesel 10 and Splodge will not be in season 2. Diesel will be. We are catching up on the comments here. Good. What is your worst and favorite season of Thomas? My favorite season is season 4. The worst season, probably season 12. Season 12 was really bad. Like, really bad. Will you kill any engines 1 through 11? Watch episode 10. You should watch that. Enter any underutilized characters in the show. In the show, I really wish they had done more with Duke. And obviously all. There we go. I don't know why that was glitching for a second. Okay. Okay. Will you add Eagle? I don't know if y'all